15-4. That's the record the Los Angeles Lakers are carrying right now, and it's the kind of start that has championship conversations happening throughout the entire league. But here's the part that should make every single Lakers fan pause and really think about what's unfolding at Crypto.com Arena this season. The architect of our recent success, the player who brought us championship number 17 back in 2020, the four-time NBA champion who changed the trajectory of this franchise when he arrived in 2018, is no longer the centerpiece of what we're building. And the implications of that reality are about to reshape everything we thought we knew about the future of Lakers basketball. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, your ultimate destination for exclusive breaking news, comprehensive analysis, and insider perspectives on our beloved Los Angeles Lakers. I'm here to guide you through one of the most significant transitions in modern NBA history, a shift that's happening in real time right before our eyes, and a situation that demands honest conversation about what comes next for a franchise legend and the organization he's given so much to over the past several years. Let me take you back to early this season when something remarkable happened that got people talking throughout the basketball world. The Lakers were winning games at an impressive rate, playing cohesive basketball, executing on both ends of the floor, and doing all of this while one of the greatest players in NBA history was sitting out. Load management became a talking point, but what it really revealed was something far more significant about where this roster stands and where it's heading. We weren't just surviving without LeBron James on the court. We were thriving. We were executing our offensive sets with precision. We were getting defensive stops. We were closing out games. And that success raised a question that would have been unthinkable just a couple of years ago. Where exactly does LeBron fit into what we're becoming? The arrival of Luka Doncic to Los Angeles represents one of the most seismic shifts in recent NBA history. And I need to walk you through exactly how we got here, because it's fundamental to understanding everything that's happening now. Back in February, the Lakers made a decision that polarized not just our fan base, but the entire basketball community. They traded Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic, a 26-year-old phenomenon who's already established himself as one of the absolute best players on the planet. Nobody saw it coming. The speculation had been building for weeks, but when it actually happened, the shockwaves were felt across the league. We gave up AD, a dominant two-way force who'd been such a crucial part of our championship run, to bring in a player who represents the future of basketball itself. And here's where we are now. Luka Doncic is not just playing well in purple and gold, he's absolutely balling out. He's an MVP candidate, putting up numbers that would make any franchise salivate. His court vision is extraordinary. His ability to control the pace of games is elite. His scoring versatility from all three levels is something we haven't had since Kobe Bryant was in his prime. Doncic has immediately become the face of this franchise, and alongside him, we've witnessed the emergence of Austin Reaves as one of the league's most surprising breakout stars this season. Reaves is playing with a confidence and skill level that has elevated him from role player to legitimate starting caliber guard who can run an offense, create his own shot, and defend multiple positions. The Doncic-Reaves combination has given us a dynamic backcourt that can compete with anyone in the Western Conference. But all of this incredible development creates a complex situation with LeBron James, who at 41 years old is dealing with the reality of being the third option on a team he once led. Now, I want to be absolutely clear about something before we go any further. LeBron can still play at a high level. Stephen A. Smith, who's had his disagreements with LeBron over the years, recently went on record saying that even with sciatica issues, James can come back and average above 20 points per game. That's not in question. His basketball IQ is still off the charts. His passing ability remains elite. His leadership and championship experience are invaluable. But the conversation has shifted from whether he can contribute to whether the Lakers should continue building around him, given where this franchise is heading strategically. Stephen A. made another point that cuts to the heart of this entire situation. He said that if the Lakers had a choice, they would trade LeBron, not because of his game, but because of his age and because Luka Doncic is the future. That's a brutal assessment, but it's one rooted in the harsh realities of NBA roster construction and competitive timeline management. Luka is 26. He's entering his absolute prime years. He could be the centerpiece of Lakers basketball for the next decade if everything goes according to plan. LeBron is 41 and dealing with physical issues that will require load management throughout whatever remains of his career. From a pure basketball operations standpoint, allocating resources and building systems around the younger superstar makes complete sense. The load management aspect is something we need to address directly because it's going to define the rest of LeBron's time in Los Angeles, however long that ends up being. Just this past Sunday, the Lakers defeated the New Orleans Pelicans to improve to that 15-4 record I mentioned earlier. LeBron sat out that game to rest his left leg, which had been bothering him. This wasn't an isolated incident. Throughout the 2025-26 season, we're expecting LeBron to miss a significant number of games as the organization manages his minutes and preserves him for the moments that matter most. That's smart management of a veteran asset, but it also reinforces the reality that he's no longer the player you can run through 82 games and expect to carry the load night after night. Let me break down what this means from a salary cap and roster construction perspective, because these are the cold, hard facts that inform front office decision-making. LeBron James is on a massive contract that occupies a significant portion of our salary cap space. That money could theoretically be reallocated to bring in additional pieces that complement Doncic's timeline and playing style. We could add shooting, we could bolster our wing defense, we could bring in a legitimate rim-protecting center who fits the modern game. The opportunities are extensive if that cap space becomes available. And this isn't about disrespecting everything LeBron has done for this franchise. It's about recognizing that NBA teams have to make difficult decisions based on competitive windows and resource allocation. There is also the psychological and cultural element of this transition that matters tremendously. Doncic needs to be established as the unquestioned leader of this team moving forward. He needs the ball in his hands. He needs the offense designed around his strengths. He needs to develop the kind of chemistry with his supporting cast that only comes from having a clearly defined hierarchy. Having LeBron James on the roster, even in a reduced role, creates an inevitable tension where people constantly question who's really in charge, who gets the ball in crucial moments, and whose system we're running. That's not a criticism of either player. It's just the reality of having two all-time great talents on the same roster at different points in their careers. Now, I want to pivot to the optimistic perspective here because that's crucial for how we should view this transition as Lakers fans. If LeBron's time in Los Angeles is indeed coming to an end, either through a trade or retirement, we should celebrate what he brought to this franchise rather than focusing on the difficult nature of this moment. He delivered us championship number 17. He restored relevance to a franchise that had been struggling in the post-Kobe era. He brought legitimacy and star power back to the Lakers brand. He mentored young players. He elevated everyone around him. His legacy in purple and gold is secure, regardless of how this final chapter plays out. And here's the exciting part. The Lakers' future looks incredibly bright, with Luka Doncic as the foundation. We're 15-4 right now, playing some of the most entertaining and effective basketball in the entire league. We've got a young superstar in his prime. We've got a breakout player in Austin Reeves who's still getting better. We've got a coaching staff that's implementing a modern offensive system. We've got a front office that's shown it's willing to make bold moves to position us for sustained success. This transition, as difficult as it might be emotionally, represents the kind of forward-thinking organizational management that championship teams require. The scenarios for how this actually plays out are varied, and each comes with its own set of implications. Scenario 1. The Lakers trade LeBron to a contender that can use his veteran leadership and championship experience for a playoff push. This would be a respectful exit that gives him a chance to compete for another ring while freeing up resources for us to continue building around Doncic. Scenario 2. LeBron decides to retire at the end of this season, going out on his own terms while the Lakers are in a good place competitively. This would be the cleanest break emotionally for everyone involved. Scenario 3. LeBron accepts a heavily reduced role and finishes his career as a Laker, understanding that Doncic is the present and future while he provides veteran mentorship and spot minutes. This seems least likely given everything we're hearing, but it remains a possibility. From a trade perspective, if the Lakers do decide to move LeBron, there would be no shortage of teams interested in acquiring him for a playoff push. Contenders looking to add veteran leadership and playoff experience would absolutely kick the tires on bringing in a player of his caliber, even at 41 years old. The return wouldn't be about getting equal value for LeBron. It would be about getting assets that complement Doncic's timeline, whether that's young players, draft picks, or both. The focus would be entirely on building the best possible roster around our 26-year-old superstar for the next 5 to 7 years. I also want to address the elephant in the room regarding LeBron's legacy and how Lakers fans should process this transition. Some fans are going to feel like the organization is disrespecting a legend. Some will argue we should let him retire as a Laker regardless of the basketball fit. Some will say that loyalty matters and we owe him the opportunity to finish his career here. Those are all valid emotional responses. But we also have to recognize that NBA organizations, especially one with the championship expectations of the Lakers, have to make decisions based on what gives them the best chance to compete for titles. Sentimentality doesn't win championships. Strategic roster construction does. The broader NBA landscape also factors into this situation. The Western Conference is absolutely stacked with talent right now. We've got the defending champion Nuggets with Nikola Jokic. We've got the Suns with their big three. We've got the Warriors still dangerous with Curry. We've got young ascending teams like the Thunder and Grizzlies. The competition is fierce. And our window with Doncic in his prime is now. Every decision needs to be made with that competitive reality in mind. Can we win a championship this season with LeBron in a reduced role? Possibly. Are we better positioned to build a dynasty around Doncic if we reallocate LeBron's resources? That's the question the front office is grappling with right now. Here's my bottom line assessment as someone who's studied this franchise for years and who wants nothing more than Lakers championship banners hanging in Crypto.com arena. LeBron James's time as a Los Angeles Laker is approaching its conclusion, and while that's emotionally difficult to process, it represents the natural evolution of a franchise that's positioning itself for sustained success. Luka Doncic is our future. Austin Reeves is a legitimate building block. We're 15-4 and playing great basketball. The foundation for the next great Lakers era is being laid right now. LeBron's contributions to this franchise will never be forgotten, but sometimes the most respectful thing an organization can do for a legend is recognize when it's time to transition to the next chapter. Lakers Nation, I need to hear from you on this incredibly complex situation. Do you think the Lakers should trade LeBron this season to accelerate the build around Doncic? Should they let him finish the season and retire on his terms? How do you balance respecting his legacy with making the best basketball decisions for our future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation is exactly what our community needs to be having as we watch this transition unfold in real time. Make sure you're subscribed to Lakers News Fan Report and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update on this developing story and all the latest Lakers news. We'll be tracking every development, every trade possibility, and every angle of this situation as it evolves over the coming weeks and months. This is Lakers basketball at a crossroads, and I'll be here breaking it all down for you with the analysis and insight you've come to expect. Let's embrace the future while honoring the past. Let's go. Lakers!